Welcome to Climate Briefing's climate change news headlines for the week ending Friday the 9th of June 2017. On Tuesday, a report by the International Energy Agency warned that barely 1/10 of the renewable energy technologies that are needed to meet long-term climate change goals are ready. Of the 26 technologies assessed, only electric vehicles, energy storage, solar voltaics and offshore wind are on course to meet targets set by the Paris Climate Agreement. On Wednesday, a spokesman for the French President, Emmanuel Macron, said that France would go beyond its initial commitments to the Paris Accord in order to keep the momentum of the agreement on track. America's Secretary of State, Rick Perry, said this week that the US was still committed to cutting greenhouse gas emissions in spite of President Trump's decision last week to pull out of the Paris Climate Agreement. Meanwhile, countering Trump's decision, over 1,000 US governors, mayors, businesses, universities and other institutional leaders and bodies have pledged to meet the goals set out in the Paris Accord. Hawaii will be the first American state to legally enforce environmental standards in line with the Paris Accord. A bill, signed on Tuesday, aims to cut greenhouse gas emissions and to create a task force that will work to trap and store carbon dioxide. California, one of the strongest critics of Trump's move, said it would be working with China to develop clean energy, related information technology, and also carbon capture and storage. California has already confirmed that it is going to establish a collaborative climate change institution to cooperate with China on research and development. In addition, a coalition of 13 American states is challenging President Trump on his vehicle emission policy. In March, Trump ordered a review of vehicle fuel efficiency standards, saying they were too tough on the auto industry. But in a statement on Friday, the state of New York's Attorney General said a vigorous court challenge would combat any attempt to roll back standards put in place by the Obama administration. In other news, South Korea, the fourth biggest coal importer in the world, is planning to move away from coal and nuclear power towards natural gas and renewables. The plan, drawn up by the country's new administration, is in response to public concerns over air pollution and nuclear safety. For the first time in the UK, energy from renewables generated more than half of Great Britain's electricity. The National Grid reported that on Wednesday, the combined power from wind, solar, hydro and wood pellet burning, coupled with nuclear, accounted for over 72% of the energy generated. This has been a Climate Briefing News Roundup. The in-depth stories behind these headlines can be found at climatebriefing.org.